Eze's history now, as in like he's made history. So
because my thing is that obviously you won a trophy, but again, Zaha is like the streets will never forget.
Yeah, of course. But Eze's the streets will never forget, and I won a trophy.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another episode of Podcast Pundits. I'm Drayman back in the hosting duties today. As you already know, Man United fan, crazy week ahead. But before we go into that, let's just go around the room, see who's chopping it with us today. Strives.
Yeah, man. How you doing, guys? It's your boy Strives. You can call me Striver. Representing Arsenal. And yeah, man, season's done. And we've completed the only thing that was left to do, which was secure bridesmaid's position, and we've done that. Yeah, man. Now my attention is fully set on hate watching. I've got a brilliant 2 weeks ahead of me. So yeah.
Cool. Joey?
Yo, it's your boy Joey Nomadic, back in his throne. No games for me this weekend, so just chilled, focused on the transfer window and securing further glory.
Yeah, Agent
That's how
Sobo.
it wears.
He's out. Agent Sobo.
Sobo's working, bro. Yeah, man.
Della?
Yo, Della Strada. Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm good. I was going to say a lot of stuff, but it just didn't come to my head, so yeah.
It's the run, bro. It's the run. It's taking it out of you.
But you know what? Yeah, 10K, it was cool, man. But then when I was watching the half marathon yesterday, I was like, this is small boy thing. But
Don't let Obi.
No. Obviously, it's all credit to me for doing the 10K.
Yeah, that was sick.
But when you're seeing them and you're like, are you there as well, G? You saw like the range of different people doing it, and you're thinking, if he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
But it's whether I can be bothered to train.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, there was loads of people, and I'm like, yeah, credit to them, man.
Do you know what it is though as well? It's like pace as well. Pace setting is mad important. Like what I've realised from when I was running like 10Ks is that I run way too fast. I do everything way too fast. Like just too fast. If you're running like a decent pace, you can do it.
Yeah, that's why I run with a podcast. People find it weird, but if I run with music, my pace is all over the place. Whereas with a podcast, I'm just listening to the podcast and focusing less on me running.
How many kilometers is in a half marathon?
That was a better ask that as well.
21.
Yeah,
21. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Decent. But congrats, bro. Congrats to
Thank
Tooks
you.
as well. Well done, boys. Well played.
I may do it next year, but I don't know.
I thought you were saying congrats to me. FA Cup winner 2 years in a row, innit? So.
All right, moving on.
Wally Moore here. Happy to be here, guys. Yeah. The second home managed to get it done.
You can get it, man.
Trophies every season or whatever. That's amazing, man.
You was nearly there as well.
Yeah, nearly there, B. Nearly there. Anyway,
Yeah.
FA Cup champions, isn't it?
So this many clubs thing, and it's not just me.
Yeah.
I'm a real.
Nah, but Marley Moore is different though.
No.
Shall I tell you why? Shall I tell you why?
Did the stain in his? No. Let me hear you out.
No.
Go on.
You can't support two teams in the same league, bro. I'm not having it. Bro. At least go to a lower league, go to your local club or something.
It is my local club.
It is your local club, but it's in the same league. So that means you need to get rid of Man United because it's too much.
It's really, you should be at Charlton.
Yeah, because that's where you're born and
because
bred.
that would be switching, because then I'd have two in it. Because
Yeah, that's true.
Selhurst Park is next to Mumsy's house, isn't it? So
Yeah, literally.
due to proximity,
A few minute walk.
and they welcome me, man. Like legit, they welcome me,
They
man.
are
Like,
welcoming. And
they're
that would
amazing
be their
bunch.
downfall, bro, because they don't need people like you.
Amazing bunch.
But to put it into context, Molly had the season ticket as well, so I have to give it to
what,
him.
man?
I'm giving them bread. They
So
need me,
do I,
bro.
bro.
They need me.
That's because you got a season ticket.
No, in terms of he's
You didn't even go to every game, bro.
It helps my case.
You didn't go to every game, though, bro.
Yeah, I can't lie. His case is a little bit stronger than yours. Because I think the
and
only way you
who's mine?
supported, your other
He
club.
lives closer to it, and he's been there for the last
No,
couple
but
of years.
you supported by buying jerseys. He supported by buying jerseys.
Remember I said
And
about you
season
being an
ticket.
enabler, bro? You're an enabler, bro.
I'm not.
None of them
is
run. None of them run, bro.
No. I'm just
This is
saying,
amazing.
like, they're both
More
like,
of a case.
they're both
You
mad.
can't have more of a case than me.
No,
I
but-
can't have more of a
but-
case than me.
No, because he's bought a season ticket and like
Because he's bought a
so
season
support.
ticket.
So all right, so for me, how you quantify support for me would be obviously loving the club. That's one thing. That's intangibles. But then your tangibles would be, but what you spend on the club. So if you bought a season ticket, you bought shirts.
Yeah.
Then I would probably say that he supported that club more than you supported your other club because you've already bought shirts. And then obviously
But
you've got your
technically-
you can't quantify the intangibles
Yeah,
as
but
in.
Technically speaking, Joey's a Liverpool fan in London. He probably buys more shirts and goes to the stadium to watch it. So is he less of a Liverpool fan because he goes to
No, but he's
this...
done it for years.
I put time in.
Yeah. No, but you can't.
And I've been there through the pain.
You can't compare like you're the secondary club to the primary, because the primary club is the one that you grew with.
Yeah.
Like
Then you suffer the heartache.
you suffer, the heartache.
This is why what you done is so terrible, bruv. Because you gave Newcastle time, bruv, and you just turned their back on them.
No,
bruv.
we're still good. We won something this year, didn't
You
we?
didn't suffer with them. No, I think that's
yeah. When everyone saw my football in secondary school, what was I doing?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I suffered, man. Now you're telling me because he's supported Palace.
No, I'm just saying, as a second team, right, look, I'm where Joe is. I think it's deplorable what you're both doing. But if we're gonna grade it, I would say that he may have a stronger case to saying he has a second team, because he's really supported them.
Have you not supported Newcastle?
No, you have.
Newcastle
you have. But
whatever you want to call it, first or second. But then I've been to
What do you
how
call
many
it?
games
to
have I
be
been
fair,
to?
actually,
Arsenal?
You've been to more Arsenal games than he's been to Palace games, even though
Have you been to more
No, definitely not.
Arsenal
put it,
games
but
than
you've been to
Newcastle?
more
Arsenal
I've
games
never
than
been to
him,
Newcastle yet.
Ooh.
Why?
I've been to a few
We
Arsenal
need
games,
to get Della to Newcastle for
How-
sure.
How many Arsenal games have you been to?
Quite a few.
How many do you think?
Well, you know what? I forgot. Actually, Della does go to the Arsenal
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
So do I.
But Jeezy, why can't you just go to Palace game and enjoy the game? Why do you have to like become a supporter?
I hear that as well, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
why are you a supporter? Yeah, like what's that about?
I mean, obviously, I'm a supporter, and I'm a supporter. I'm gonna say loosely, I'm a supporter, bro. Like when I go to watch Palace, I want them to win, bro. Like,
No, I do
as
as well.
I said, like
When they're not playing Liverpool.
I wanted Palace to win the other day. Does that make me a supporter?
Yeah, of course,
Yeah,
bro.
it does.
No, it doesn't.
Not
It doesn't,
obviously not like this, but like it's a team you like, then, isn't it?
No,
But
no,
two variations of support.
He
I'd say.
just messed up the shit.
Yeah. Don't listen to him.
Nah,
Don't listen to him, bro.
nah.
My one was like we
Yeah,
can make it.
yeah,
As I said,
This one-
I went there,
confusing.
bruv. I was lost at the time. Obviously, Manchester United weren't doing their thing. I needed a home, bro, and the fans they welcomed me, B.
You have to choose another sport. That's the rules. You go to another
UFC,
sport,
bro, as well, man.
Yeah, You
Strides has
told
done
me-
boxing.
Yeah, I went boxing. UFC, that was it. But you can't just pick up another club in the same
Hey,
league.
look, man,
In
we're
the
too
same
far gone
league.
now. We can't.
This guy
really-
is bi curious.
We can't. This guy's you're an idiot.
Let's not delve into those lines, man.
Yeah, I like it.
Cool. Obviously, before we jump into it, it was obviously a big FA Cup weekend. But give us a like, give us a follow, comment on all our posts. We're enjoying it, the interaction. It's all good. But obviously, only one place to start. That is Crystal Palace 1, Man City 0. Well played, Palace.
Brilliant performance.
Brilliant.
Amazing.
As they
good
scored the
football.
winner, as they lifted the cup on the weekend, and Marley, if I put it to you straight away,
Why him?
what stood out
Because
for you
he's-
most?
Why him?
Because he's
Palace
wearing the shirt. I have to go to him first.
Fair enough.
But everyone could comment. Obviously, Strides is going to chip in.
The
We
floor
all
is
know.
open. As I said,
Yeah,
Palace
the floor is
won.
always open. But what stood out for you most for Palace? Was it tactics, discipline? Was it good luck? Or is it just a combination of everything that you need in a final?
Yeah, I'll probably say everything, to be fair. Glasner got it right. He showed that there's many ways to skin a cat. Obviously, I would imagine everyone's seen the clip of Glasner after the last Palace game where it was like, if you play this system again, I'm going to figure it out.
What was the score in that game?
Brother.
Stick
Huh?
talk.
What was the score in
4-2.
that game?
City won 4-2.
Palace came. They were winning at first, though, right?
Yeah.
And then,
Then they got battered.
and then City moves to them still. So yeah, to stick talk, bro. That is
Yeah.
I'm here for it, man.
that's strong. That was a strong statement. So
You know who else did six talk? Big Ange. Sorry, we
I
digress.
know that is a good point, and I am nervous about that. I'll be honest. Lightning can't strike twice. Let's be honest. It can't. But yeah, man, like you got the tactics right. Obviously, you said there was a bit of luck. Keeper should have got sent off. I think we can all agree to that now. I think we can.
Hey, that keeper's a wild boy, man.
He's a
Yeah.
wild. He's a wild
Have you
boy.
heard his chants that he's singing?
Yeah,
out loud?
it's
I don't know.
brilliant.
He's gone crazy.
Mm.
He's gone
But
crazy.
isn't that cussing the fans when he said we don't need a 12th man?
No, he said
No, no,
12th in the league.
12th in the league.
Oh,
Yeah.
12th in the league.
Okay, I
12th
said
in the
12th man.
No, yeah, 12th in the league, man. So, yeah, man. All in all, man, it's just good, man. It's good for the sport. Massive important for the club. Obviously, like the first trophy that they've won. Creating
Black boy
opportunity.
Dre. Black boy Dre done it.
That boy, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Obviously, it creates new opportunities for next season. They're in Europa League now,
Yeah,
so
opens new doors.
yeah, man. We can see how they stand against like the best club. Well, I'd say the best clubs, the second best clubs in Europe. The second best clubs in Europe, man. But to their standard, obviously, like it's perfect for the club, man. So yeah, man. Happy times. Happy times.
Yeah,
What
it went like that was divine intervention, you know.
Yeah,
because you had Pastor Joe Wood, Pastor
Yeah,
Laporte,
yeah. They-
Pastor Gehi, This is divine intervention.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. And he gave the glory to God at the end in his interview. I love that. And you know what? I also liked that he G-checked whoever was interviewing.
Yeah, proper.
Yeah, because it's like, why do you keep trying to remind me about my doubt, bro? I've just won the FA Cup. I've just scored.
I was baffled at that as well. Why you dampening the mood? Like, this is not the moment.
I know what they were trying to do. Obviously, they're trying to like say you've gone from like you've risen from the rags to riches. Yeah, but at the end of the day, right now I'm doing the riches, innit? Let's not talk about the rags, innit? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think it was days, man. To ask that question, because in the moment you don't really go back, start looking at someone's career. You just let them lap it up
after when you're doing the documentary. Exactly. Let's enjoy the moment.
Yeah, but he Haaland shook it. The question, and his character ultimately showed in the interview as well, man. So yeah, well done to him, man.
So I know you touched on the red card. What did we think about that? Because someone in my Man United group said this is why we should have kept Henderson before the red card. By the way,
really?
Yeah, this was before the red card.
Wait,
obviously, he was making all the saves.
Onana? You guys have seen both of them close.
I've seen both of them make equally ridiculous mistakes. So
that's what I wrote back to him. I said when he handled it outside the box, I said that's what I wrote before. Yeah, and that was he's always got a mistake in him as well. Yeah, like he's got a flaw in him. That's obviously why we sold him. Onana's a different story, but. I just want to know, like, putting it to all you guys, how is it that he's not been sent off? I don't really understand the letter of the law.
What did VAR say, or what was it?
They said Lacroix was covering him. So he wasn't the last man, is what they said.
Does handball matter? If you handball that outside the box?
Yeah, so that's what I thought. Yeah. And we Googled it, and because I thought a goalkeeper handling it outside the areas, red card, automatic.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's only goal scoring opportunity. It's not automatic red card.
But wouldn't that be a goal scoring opportunity or not?
So they're saying it's not because Lacroix was there, but to me it was because Haaland could have shot on the first touch.
Yeah.
But the keeper handled it. Yeah. But they're saying his touch would have taken it away from goal. That's what they're saying.
Yeah. 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 He's lucky to be on the pitch, man. He's very lucky to be on the pitch.
What was his beef with Pep?
Pep's a hater, man.
No. So he was time wasting, innit? And then Pep was talking about the time to the referee, but he said, yeah, but because they had 10 minutes injury time, he said you got your 10 minutes.
Oh, that's extra. What you're saying.
And then Pep was said, let me talk to you quickly. let me chat to you.
What is time waste? I think everyone does it.
Yeah, and then Glasner was like, nah, man, let's go and enjoy this thing, innit?
So I'm saying FA Cup final in your Crystal Palace, what do you expect? Like, teams do this against.
Exactly.
Even big teams do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like your job is to figure something out, and you still ain't able to figure it out. So, you know what I mean?
To be honest, we were there last year, right? For the Man United one. And I'll be honest, it's obviously a bit different, obviously, in terms of the teams, but I thought that the tactics that Palace used, we used on City last year. Which was, we catch them on the break, and then for a lot of the game, we were sitting. We were defending for our lives.
No, what I would say, Ollie used to do it a lot. Ollie used to do that against Pep a lot, and he's had a lot of joy against. I think he's beat Pep every single time he's played him. I think.
Ollie, has he?
I believe he's
Ollie's got a mad record.
Ollie was, yeah. In hindsight, obviously after the fact, Ollie was the best we've had since Sir Alex.
But he wasn't good though.
He was though.
No, he wasn't good, but he was.
He wasn't good tactically, but he was good at telling players to go out there and just.
Since
Ollie behind the wheel.
He's measuring up against the Arteta's Peps and the thingy. He's not good.
No, I mean, but he got to a few finals. He got to a couple of semi-finals. He finished second twice, and
I know what you're saying in hindsight, but at the time, nobody felt bad that he was leaving because we all thought he was rubbish.
I feel like at the time the bar was different. Well. I feel like at the bar, the bar was different because of Man City. But I feel like if someone's clocking that now as a manager, Arteta, it's held up.
No, but Arteta's held up for a reason. Let me not buy it. Let me not buy on your behalf.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If you look at the record, Ollie was a madman, innit? Everyone needs to put some respect on Ollie.
That would never happen from me, bro.
I know, because
he's dead.
He was tactically inept. I would say
tactically inept, and even when he spoke about football, bro, it just didn't fill you with any. You left with less than you entered the conversation with.
People tried to call Arteta a motivational speaker. That's all Ollie was, bro. He was just there for vibes, man.
Nah, he wasn't a motivational speaker.
Bro, that's what he was there for vibes, bro.
I'll send you some stats.
Is that what people say about Arteta?
Yeah, well, Arteta, obviously he comes up with different concepts, innit? The light bulb and stuff like that.
Yeah. But if I put it to you, Della, quickly, what did you think of Eze's goal? Was it brilliant execution or was it just poor defending from Man City?
I think a bit of both. It was a bit of both. The defending could have been a lot better, but you just got to credit Palace for what they've done, because in those situations, essentially, when you're playing like back against the wall, you're probably going to get one or two opportunities, you know. And when you get those opportunities, then you just have to take it. And fortunately, they took it and it just changed the game style of the actual FA Cup for them. Because if City continue to dominate and they scored first, we all know how it was going to end. You know.
Yeah, I think it was poor defending in terms of the Mateta, the way he just pinned. Who was that? DS.
I think it was even the cross was. They could have defended that better.
Yeah, Kanji should have been more aware of the runner, but. Yeah, I felt like you just fouled him though, man, because like that's Mateta's bread and butter, man. It's like bringing that ball, and every time the ball went to him, he was able to pin whoever it was as well.
Yeah,
man. So
it's a particular brand of striker, and it's similar to I said in the group, like Thuram, like he's not necessarily quick, but in terms of when he gets the ball, Ivan Toney even actually, like when he gets the ball, it sticks and is able to create things from.
His dribbling's good as well, bro.
Yeah.
Every
It's like
time.
unorthodox but effective.
Yeah. He just needs to lose that goddamn face mask. Why did they wait it for so long?
It's like water polo.
It becomes like a trademark.
He needs to. He's had plastic surgery. He needs to, man. Like you want your ear to.
Did he have surgery for that?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Fair enough.
He had to form his ear again. Or something.
It becomes new brand.
Jimenez done it, and obviously Peter Cech as well. He was like, I ain't never taking it again.
Osimhen as well.
Yeah.
He trademarked that shit. But you see, back to Eze. Obviously, you guys all know Felix and that. So they came up to the same, from the same sort of neighborhood.
Oh, I remember you saying
so I'm following Felix. No, they're all from the same neighborhood, Greenwich, Woolwich. Yeah, so I was watching these stories and they all went somewhere to watch the game. Had Eze on the back of their shirt.
Sick.
But that's sick, man.
That's good, man.
And what about that convo we was having as well? Because I still think I'm having Eze over Elise still.
Oh, that one.
That convo is interesting because I would have Eze over Elise, but then someone made me aware that Elise is younger.
Yeah, he's younger.
So based on that, it's like...
And he's also had a madness at Bayern Munich as well this season.
He's had a great season.
Yeah, but I think if Eze was playing in Germany, but if he's doing it in Prem, he's doing it in Germany, bro.
Yeah.
I think Eze, like I said when we had that conversation, I think Eze definitely belongs in a...
UCL.
Yeah, in Champions League. So... I mean, obviously Crystal Palace now being in the Europa, you may want to do a Vardy and decide to stay at Crystal Palace and be a club.
Maybe one more season.
Yeah, I think he'll chill.
Sign a contract.
Yeah, first season in Europe, I would. How old is he? Like 27?
26, I think.
26. Yeah,
I don't know if you got that kind of time. No, I think if an opportunity comes, you gotta go.
Yeah, to the right team.
To the right team.
This is the time to leave, in my opinion. Especially after.
Would you leave Palace now? Let's say to go to Tottenham.
No, not Tottenham.
So where can he go?
Arsenal, I would though.
Yeah, if one of those clubs.
Hang on. If Tottenham won Europa League, I'd go to Tottenham. I'll go because he should be playing in Champions League. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's the easiest route into the Champions League.
Yeah, if Tottenham is playing Champions League, then because their team, player for player, isn't bad.
No,
but it's in need.
It is in need.
He's definitely
be that.
Yeah.
Therefore,
especially dependent upon the manager that comes in after Ange.
I was going to say as well, do we need to give a bit of respect to Glasner as well?
Oh, bro, all day.
Because
all day, every day.
If I remember correctly from reading that he also took Frankfurt to win the Europa League.
It's not right.
And they got them fourth, I think, as well. So,
and he didn't start particularly great this season.
That's what I was going to say.
Nervous.
That's what I was
they
going to
lost
say.
the first 8 games.
Yeah.
And then obviously turned it around and to win the FA Cup with Crystal Palace. Like that's
against Man City.
Because it was even the Palace fans. I remember even my brother, shout out Pan, he was telling me, he's like, I'm not sure if Glasner's got. I'm like, you got to give a guy a chance. This guy's proven it. And they forget they had Olise out for a long time. They even had Anderson, who was their main DM at the time.
Mateta wasn't available.
Exactly, Mateta wasn't available.
Yeah, Wharton was out. Mateta was out during that period.
Exactly.
Obviously, you said Eze's consistency, but like I said, since Eze came back and Wharton came back, bro, Eze's just been on smoke straight away.
A fully fit Eze is or when he's have been able to get a run of games. My thing is, when I mentioned the consistency, is that he was always injured.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I guess so.
Yeah, he's always injured. So if he stays fit, yeah, he can absolutely like walk into any team.
Who's a bigger legend, Eze or Zaha?
No, it's going to be Zaha still, because Zaha's still got his mural up on Park Road.
Right.
To the fans.
But he has the biggest legacy though.
Zaha's got the biggest legacy.
No, Eze is in folklore because he won them the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Zaha wouldn't be forgotten ever.
It can't be.
Yeah.
He won't be, but then
like
Eze?
without Zaha, there's no Eze.
Yeah.
That's true. So, and that's so it's not to minimize Zaha, but it's more so just to be like, has Eze done enough to eclipse?
I don't think so, you know. Because
does he get a Muriel now?
Wait, how long?
I think he'll get a Muriel.
Yeah, I think it's probably
where, bro? There's not enough buildings in South.
No, they'll find somewhere, but eventually, bro. Like he's won them in the FA Cup, bro.
They can paint it on the front of my house if they want, bro.
Obviously, Zaha's taken Palace to where they are.
Yeah,
but Eze's history now, as in like he's made history. So
wait, but then hang on, that's like saying, because obviously Joe Ward lifted it, and Joe Ward's a legend at Palace. Is he a bigger legend than Zaha?
Them man in the conversation.
He's talking about the black guys.
Them man in the conversation.
Because like there's a couple like guys in this squad who are like big names.
Yeah, Ward.
Ward. Like Hughes and all them man as well.
When we talk about Zaha, we don't mention Ward.
Yeah, no, okay. So what? Because my thing is that obviously he won a trophy, but again, Zaha is like the streets will never forget.
Yeah, of course. But Eze, the streets will never forget, and I won a trophy.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And I'm sure he scored in the quarterfinals, semis, and the final.
I don't even think Eze, and I know Zaha takes umbrage at
streets will never forget. But he is. I don't care.
But Eze is not even streets will never forget. Now he's actually. He's documented now.
No, but streets will never forget. I thought it's about the way like you're kind of like a street baller and you're doing street. But
so you bring the joy to the game.
Yeah.
But hang on, but you know what? But the streets will never forget is like one of the ones where it's like it didn't translate. It didn't translate.
I don't think the streets will never forget.
Like Ronaldinho's the streets will never forget baller as well.
No, because Ronaldinho is like.
No, it's
in a way.
Robinho as well.
Ronaldinho is bigger than the streets. Like the world, the world will never forget.
Like the streets is like, only some of us know about this person.
Okay. You get what I'm saying?
Well, you know, we have a Palace fan here, so why don't we ask him?
Hey.
That's right, because he's a fraud, bro. Bro, phony.
Too funny. But what does this mean for Pep? Like, obviously, not winning a trophy in a season, or does that just go to show you, like, how the teams are actually getting better?
You know what? I think we should ask Della. You know, because obviously he's a student of the game, and
that's true.
You love Pep. That's why he
exactly. But if you don't recall, I think a while when we were talking about FA Cup, I said I actually wanted Palace to win.
Yeah,
because it's good for football. You can't just have one team just constantly dominating football. It's not really good.
Yeah,
I know there's sometimes I don't know if Miles can recall. You says I always support the underdog. Just because I think sometimes if one team dominating all the time, it's not good for football.
No, I agree.
It's just not good, and it's good that Pep. Yeah, I think it would have been unjust if they had this season they still won something. So everyone would be like, even in his worst season, he finishes third and he still wins the FA Cup. Newcastle won the Carabao Cup, Palace won the FA Cup.
I'm with you on that, and that's why I wanted Palace to win. But I framed the question more so at you, not because you would have wanted City to win, but it was actually more so like Pep's now in an interesting phase of his career. If you ask me, like, so obviously he's always. I don't think this is probably the first time he's not won anything since his debut season as a manager. Yeah, and then when we like compare him to like Alex Ferguson's, when we compare him to like the best managers in the world, like, I'll even throw Arsene Wenger in there, but you know people might push back on that. But he's never really had to do a full rebuild, and had to kind of recycle a team to the point, like what we've kind of seen. Fergie's done it like 4 or 5 times with United. We started seeing Klopp doing it with Liverpool before he decided he didn't want to do it no more. We've seen obviously Wenger do it a couple of times, but he didn't reach the same successes because he stayed with Arsenal. Now we're looking at Pep having to do this. He's got Gundogan's getting old. KDB, he still wants to play at the highest level, but he's moving on from
Bernardo
City. Yeah, exactly, Bernardo. So now you're going to have to rely on Foden, who, Foden's not having his best season. And in my opinion,
just on Foden, do you think he stays?
Yeah, he will.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna get.
Where's he going? Innit?
Someone, if he's available.
Someone will take him. But where's he going? Where does he want to go?
It's true.
To?
What's his level?
If he was available, yeah.
I feel like they wouldn't. You know.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like they wouldn't because where's he gonna play on the right?
He could play 10 and right.
Yeah, but he can't though, really, can he? Outside the Man City system.
No, I think he
Is
could.
that what we're seeing from him?
I mean, Arteta does like to copy Pep's homework, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Fair enough.
I think he'll do well, though, actually.
But
like, to the question, obviously Pep's in an interesting part of his career where because he signed an extension now, and he's got to rebuild City. And City, to be honest, I'm in the club that believes City can return next season. I do believe that.
We all believe that though, but do you believe they will? Is a question. Because I feel like they can. Why not? They've got money.
Of course. I do think they will. But I don't know. I don't know if I think they will just because I'm like been brainwashed into like this is Manchester City. But what's actually in front of me though is we have actually seen a club that spent 200 mil or so in Jan, and they've been pathetic in the title race. And they've got to a cup final. We can't minimise that, but then they've lost. They haven't really looked. They haven't even secured Champions League. Obviously, it's in their hands still. But do you get what I mean? Like, Pep's in an interesting phase. So obviously, I know Della really likes Pep in it. So I'm just wondering, like, what he feels about the season. Do you have any feelings towards it? Kind of thing.
Do you think he should have stepped away before he did the contract extension?
I think, because he's won the Champions League, he's won the treble, he's won back-to-back. He's beaten United's, 3-peat? Or he's done the 3-peat, whatever. So yeah, that was a good time to walk. Personally, I don't know why he stayed, because you've done everything.
Yeah.
But to what you're saying, Stripes, obviously when people compare Ferguson, Wenger, and they say Pep's not been able to like do a complete rebuild. But he's won in 3 different countries. So now we say, Ferguson, can you go to Spain and win? Can you go to Germany and win? So,
but to that point, he tends to go to the best teams. It is what the argument would be.
But
whereby the team's already kind of
there. But he goes to those teams, but he also adds he also sprinkles he's like Pep dust. You know, he doesn't just like, he obviously brings in these few players here and there. But at the same, all I'm trying to say is that you still have to give him credit for what he's doing. He's gone to 3 different countries and dominated. You know, like Ferguson, you've dominated the Prem. But can you replicate that in another country? If you now, you say, overall, you got to balance it out.
You did it in Scotland?
Yeah.
Was it Aberdeen?
Scotland was a big club at it was a competitive league at the time, I guess, because it was more than just a 1-team league at the time.
Yeah. But to what you're saying, Sean, I think City can be back next season. And I think what people are sleeping on is like, which is probably bad for the Prem, is that he's probably angry and hungry. You know what I'm saying?
It's not good.
Well, he won nothing. If they won the FA Cup, maybe that could just like appeased him. But he's like, guys, we won nothing.
Yeah,
I think he's going to make sales because I agree. I think they're just going to try and splash as much cash as possible. And I think because they've spent 200 M's in January, they're probably going to be limited in what they can buy until they sell. So I think they're just going to sell a couple of guys, bro.
Some of the new guys.
No, not the new guys. I think it'll be
Doku and Savinho are out, bro.
Savinho could be out because I know.
But this is his first season.
Yeah. And he's 21.
He's 21. Oscar Bob is coming back, and Savinho's not going to get no game time.
And to be fair, and Torres was young, and then they moved him on very quickly.
Exactly. They don't run.
But apparently they were in for Florian Wirtz. They had a conversation, but they said it was too expensive. So, and if he quoted it, I think Bayer Leverkusen want like 90 to 95 mil.
Yeah, 120 million.
He's going to buy it, of course. But if they're quoting those prices, then it's looking like they don't really have money to splash on big name players as well.
They probably don't, but they can get. Apparently, they're in for Reinders. If they get Reinders, so you got midfielder Reinders, and maybe Gibbs White. Sorry, I feel like Gibbs White might be.
He'll get lost there. I hope he doesn't.
Man.
What's the guy again? Calvin Phillips.
Yeah. He's better than him though. But
I feel like he'll be like that.
It'll be more like Matthias Nunes, like someone that's just going to get.
Yeah, but mine's a right back now.
Yeah,
because you have to find a place in that system. You have to be a cog in that system, bro. And like, we don't have any like capacity for any creativity in here. Anything outside of this function. That's the annoying thing.
I think he might go try and get Wharton, you know.
Wharton would be perfect.
After that
Wharton's
performance.
so good, man. So good.
But Wharton is Rodri's
cold.
position.
Yeah.
And he's also got, they bought, is it Gonzalez?
Yeah.
where
He
is
also
that
plays
guy,
in
man?
that position.
Yeah, it's true.
Where's that guy, bro?
I don't know. I think he got injured in one of the FA Cups and I don't know if he's back since. So
Oh, the one where they scored from the halfway line.
Yeah.
And then he got back up.
The thing is with Pep, like, you can't put it past him to like see a player ripping your team and then be like, I need that.
No,
that's what Ferguson used to do.
No, but if you're losing Gundogan, you're losing KDB. Those are more like your creative players.
Yeah.
So you've already got Rodri's coming back. You've got Gonzalez who come back. You're not going to go and get Wharton as well.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
you're probably going to
That's
try
good
and get like an attacking
point.
player. So hence why Reinders and stuff. But yeah, even I just feel like the City team will be hungry.
Yeah.
Haaland. I don't know if we're going to talk about the whole penalty situation.
Yeah, I was going to move on to that. Yeah, because I was going to say, what did you guys think of that? Haaland didn't take it. Marmoush.
That is mad.
Do you think he was instructed by Pep, or do you think that was just Haaland being a
Pep
player?
said that he leaves it to the players on the pitch.
Yeah, that's what he said.
But I don't understand how Haaland, because apparently he hasn't scored a goal in the final.
7, was it 7? No, it couldn't be 7.
He scored 4 penalties out of the 7 this season as well.
Yeah, exactly. And then plus he's not scored in the final. Plus he's not scored in Wembley.
Yeah, I heard it was 7 appearances in Wembley. I'm not sure I heard that.
Goals or
yeah, it must be a confidence issue. He must just not have wanted it. Like he wasn't confident. Marmoush was confident.
But why do you think he's not confident?
I don't know.
He's back.
I just think it's okay. Because what he said earlier was that he struggles against defenders that are decent.
Yeah, but
always.
But even a penalty, you can score a penalty.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm talking about his overall play.
I'm talking about penalties. Because even Dean Henderson said if Haaland was going to take the penalty, I didn't know where I was going.
Yeah. But what he had planned for Marmoush.
Yeah, he planned for Marmoush. So,
but how did he plan for Marmoush? Because Marmoush, that's his first penalty for Man City. So it's probably.
Well, I think he said I already knew, so I don't know where he's taking that from. I don't know, maybe intuition.
But even that, so Haaland could have taken it, KDB could have taken it, unless Marmoush has been doing some shit in training where everyone's like, yeah, this guy's a guy because he's a January signing and he's taking a penalty final.
He's cold, man.
What's crazy is that Marmoush would have scored it, but Haaland kissed the ball.
I would have been next, you know. I would have went home and thought, is this good?
Nah, I'm not touching this ball, bro.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I was pissed, man, because obviously separately to this, I'm competing in Dream Team and FPL. So obviously I'm top of my Dream Team league. For FPL, we won't talk about too much. And Marmoush is my striker. So when he gave it to Marmoush, I was like, oh, sick.
What, FA Cup?
Yeah.
I swear.
Yeah, they count
the
FA
Dream
Cup.
Team one.
Yeah, they count FA Cup and Europe as well.
Oh, swear.
Yeah, so yeah, you have to pick your teams with their own compositions. So yeah, with Marmoush there, I was thinking, sick. And then I've got Muniz in my team as well. So when I thought he scored.
Oh yeah.
And then
I was unlucky, you know.
It was unlucky, but I was like, what's going on here, man? I was on the brink of having an all-time a week. All-time.
Does he get deducted points for missing the penalty?
Yeah, bruv. He got deducted 3. He ended up with 0, bro.
Wow. That is crazy.
He ended up with 0.
That's why I don't play that.
I'm really on the title charge, bruv. There's money on the line here.
Yeah. I hear that. But what we saying for Palace next year in Europe then? Is it just help them to build a bigger squad?
All depends if they keep the manager, for one.
I think they'll keep the manager.
But when they asked him post-match, he didn't come out and say, I'm going to be here next season because we're just going to have to see how things go. And he goes, when he talked about some of the players, he said, yeah, right now is not the time to be talking about anything.
Maybe he's assessing which players they sell, if they're going to sell any. And then he's probably going to, because obviously if you lose your best players as a manager, do you really still want to be at that club?
No, 100%, because obviously, again, he come from Frankfurt, where he won the Europa League with them, and he took them up to 4th. They didn't have the best squad at the time. And you saw they lost, what's his name? Anderson.
That's right.
To Fulham. They got in Maxine Lacroix.
Yeah.
They brought in Daichi Kamada. I think he's confident in his ability to go into the market and procure players that are a decent price and of a decent quality. So I don't think he's too fussed about losing certain players. But at the same time, I think he has to keep an allure about himself, and he's not going to answer that straight after that game, but he doesn't want... what's the chairman called?
Steve Parish.
He doesn't want Steve Parish thinking this guy's got me. I'm here for good, because I'm a big boy in Europe now, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you're Gay, do you stay one more season or do you go?
If I'm what?
Wait.
If you're that Dunny, do you stay again for another season, or do you, let's say if Newcastle come in for you, do you go?
No, one more.
Nah,
One more.
I'll leave.
Yeah,
he's done the one more.
Yeah, he done one more. Yeah, if he can get a fair price, then yeah, he should go. But I also understand the other side of the coin that I'm now in Europe.
Yeah, exactly. That's what that would be my mind.
Let me give him a year and see what comes of it.
But I can go and play Champions League straight away.
Yeah. I mean, it's either end is promising. I get either decision, to be fair.
I'd say Guehi and Eze, this is a perfect time for them to leave because obviously there's been talk about them leaving and they've now, like you said, underlined their legacy with silverware. Perfect time to leave. The person who probably needs to stay for another season is Wharton. Because obviously he was injured for a majority of the season. So I feel like he owes the club one more season and then he can get a decent transfer fee depending on how much time is left on his contract.
That'll be my only worry with Wharton. He's just he does pick up a lot of injuries and he's still quite relatively young. Yeah,
the way he plays, he invites the contact in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is sick. Because
it's brilliant you're drawing out the player.
Yeah. But it's very dangerous, man.
On Wharton, let me ask you guys all a question. Liverpool, Arsenal, United. So Wharton's come from the Championship, doing well. Rodgers from the Championship, doing well. Can't think of anyone else at the moment. But if your club... Bowen, that was a while back. But if your club was to get a couple of players from the Championship, what would you be thinking?
I would be like...
I'd be happy.
Because of like the examples you've used, I'd actually be a little bit like... I'd be intrigued. I'd be a little bit like... I wouldn't be like mad excited, but I'd be excited to be like, what have we potentially,
exactly. But Arsenal need a striker. If Arsenal went into the Championship to get a striker instead of...
If we got João Pedro when he was in the Championship, I would have been excited.
Okay.
Like, if I'm because he was with Watford, was it?
Yeah,
Watford, I would have been excited. I promise you, I would have been excited from that at that point. Because I think the Championship, like, obviously it's a league below, but if you can prove you can do it in the Championship and score, I think I would have been excited. I know Tottenham tried to go for that strategy this season as well, didn't they?
Archie Gray.
But he's been playing out of position though.
Yeah, but he's good though, man.
Yeah, it's funny you should say that though, Della, because I think Man United might have to start doing that anyway. So,
do you know
what I mean? In terms of money, in terms of player
who's
profile.
Who's the last players that you lot got from the Championship though? Like who did you lot get?
Theo Walcott.
Yeah.
Ben. No, sorry, you're centre back from Bolton, no?
Bolton
from Holden.
Yeah, didn't he come from Bolton?
No, but yeah, I'm sure there's. Did Chamberlain come before or after Holden?
I think Chamberlain was before.
I think it was before Holden. I think Holden came.
Yeah, because we got a guy, Ben Davies, as well from Preston, and he was terrible.
Yeah, we tend to sign if we were doing it, she'd like usually youngers.
Yeah,
Daniel James.
Yeah. So yeah, there's players like our clubs have done it before, man, and it's been decent, man. So,
but it seems like for all your respective clubs, it's not been.
Yeah, but I would say Della as well. It's a bit
in the first team, right? That's what you mean. Right? Yeah, I mean. I would look at what they done in the Championship, and it's usually like one season or two seasons where there's a reason why they've been got, and I think I'll be quite. I'll be interested.
So when you don't needed a striker, instead of getting Højlund, let's say that you got a Championship striker,
if he's put numbers up, absolutely, that's the one.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I think from what I'm seeing, it works better when the players are young prospects rather than older accomplished players. But
it's like with the bigger clubs almost have forgotten the art of like just
scouting.
Yeah, scouting.
It's not as financially lucrative for them as it is for like a Brighton and a feeder club kind of level.
Yeah,
but you also got to remember if you go from the obviously if they're buying from the champ like another Premier League team, let's just not say like a big team. Does it weigh down on them as well? Because let's just say someone moves to like a Palace, the pressure's not there as it would be at Man United.
Yeah, so
you've got to hit the ground running.
If
you know
Wharton
what I mean?
went from Blackburn to United,
exactly,
it may be a different Wharton that we're seeing now.
This is my point. Yeah, do these players get more time to bed into these teams than obviously like a Liverpool and Arsenal? Because Let's be honest.
that's
They're
a
not
good-
get.
That's a good point.
Yeah, they're not gonna get the minutes.
No.
Or the grace.
Do you know why I
More
did? Do you know
importantly,
why I
the
disagree?
grace.
It's the grace
Yeah.
because use Manchester United for example. Like we're playing bare youngers, but they're getting a chance, but
Yeah, at the moment we are.
and they're sinking, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
do you know why I disagree though? I think because like you can't expect them to be going straight into the first team.
Yeah,
If there's an expectation for that, then but he said Wharton went to Palace, innit? So there's low pressure, innit?
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, Wharton went to Man United and then he had time to win the reserves and time to like bend himself in and prove that he's got the ability. Then there shouldn't be any pressure, really and truly. It should be like a Maino situation where you're coming in and everybody's surprised that we've got somebody who's good from the academy or somebody good from the championship. So I don't think there should be any pressure for somebody coming from the league unless you play big money for him.
Yeah.
That big money is the biggest pressure indicator for me.
Is that why they almost used to say that Fergie was good at bringing up the talent? Maybe he could manage them well. He could pop them in and out of the team at the right times.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Maybe the pressure didn't weigh down on them as much because they had the time to bed into
And if
the
you're
team.
winning, it's different.
Of course.
But also Ferguson's thing, like it technically wasn't the coaching; it was the man management part of the job, right? And so like getting a player like in the right mind frame, like making him feel like 10 feet tall. And Jose is similar.
Yeah,
the players often say that this guy was able to motivate me, make me feel like a giant. So that's another side to look at, I guess.
Interesting. Cool. Just before we end the Palace part, what does this mean to their fans? Was it 120 years?
What does it mean to you, Marley?
I don't even know because I wasn't supporting I can't tell you, but it means a lot. Like it means a lot. Have you not seen the videos? Have you been have you been to South Norwich?
Yeah, I've seen them.
It means a lot, man.
Yeah, it does.
It means a lot, bro.
And apparently the parade is going to be on the bank holiday Monday.
It's
going to be intense.
That's the real parade.
The real parade, yeah.
Are you going to the parade?
Yeah.
Strives is definitely going.
I'm going to go, man.
No, Liverpool's parade's on Monday as well.
No, not that one. The Palace one you'll go to though, right?
Yeah. Well, no.
Local? No.
But
When is it? Bank holiday, Monday.
Yeah, the bank holiday Monday, yeah.
Just a quick
apparently,
one,
they haven't released it yet, but apparently it is.
I might do if I get back in time.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in South.
Oh, is it that Monday?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
But so with this Palace win, I was saying earlier on, I feel like the Newcastle victory on the League Cup was talked about way more than this.
Seems like it.
And so apparently it's because obviously there's an expectation that for the Newcastle, this is a launch pad for them going forward. Whereas on the Palace, there's like a low expectation from Palace after this. It's just like...
But it should be celebrated more then.
Exactly. They've never won.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so like I thought the media would be going crazy over this, especially because they beat Man City as well.
But maybe they're just waiting for the parade to go crazy.
Maybe it's down to the Palace fan accounts or the Palace social accounts to just make a big deal out of it and then see what traction.
It's traction. It is traction.
Yeah.
Like, TalkSport, their stories and their headlines is based on what's going to get the most clicks.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and I guess Newcastle has a bigger fan base than Crystal Palace, I guess.
Yeah.
But the fact is that this is a bigger trophy.
Yeah,
and it's a bigger feat of winning your first thing as well. So I'm just surprised that it's not.
I'll big up the Palace fans. They sing their hearts out like every game. I mean, from Sellers Park, right?
Yeah.
But even in Covent Garden, where they had I think they all meet up, like the Palace fans to do their walk to wherever, I think it was to Wembley or to wherever they were going.
They walked to Wembley?
Well, I don't know. I think that was part of it, but I know they've done that before anyway. But where they were at the beginning in Covent Garden, the Palace fans actually cleaned up after themselves before they left the area.
That doesn't sound like the Palace fans I know.
But that's crazy. Like, I got to give them like props.
Yeah, no, the fans are great, man.
You know what, man? South London in the building. Big up, man. And now...
And they had the girl out of South London Ballers as well.
Yeah, South London Ballers.
Oh, yeah.
I won't say the defender's name again, but that Donny Gay, I said his name. Eddie.
Yeah. Eddie won again.
Jeez. Yeah, Eddie's been in silverware everywhere.
He's gone to
everywhere he goes.
I wonder if we got a little bonus from that. Arsenal, man. I don't mind
that one coming then.
Exactly. Yeah,
probably didn't see that one, boy.
Yeah, man, I don't mind a little shameless business being done, man. Like slimy business, but I appreciate it, bro. Because I don't know if we're gonna get that many goal bonuses from him. Eddie's let me down in one sense because I said if he goes to a mid-table club, he's gonna Like, we see like what Johan Wissen's doing. I thought Nketiah would be doing at Palace. And
Johan Wissen's doing a madness.
You can't. Yeah,
well.
No, but he had his chances, though.
Yeah, he did.
Mateta
was out for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah, so...
I am disappointed in
Eddie for that. But he's got a trophy, so yeah, big him
played.
Up. And I'm surprised to me Fred didn't go to Palace instead of Fulham.
Oh, that would have been a great signing, man.
I was really surprised.
Yeah, go home, innit, bro.
Ian Wright was in tears as well.
Is it?
At Wembley, yeah.
He was.
Is he going to do it with Arsenal?
Real team, innit?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Palace is close to his heart as well.
Yeah, I know, of course, Sam. I'm saying, what about Arsenal?
Some might say closer.
What do you mean, what about Arsenal?
Are you going to make him cry?
He cried when they got knocked out of the semi-final.
No, that was funny. That was funny, man.
That was good.
Yeah, buddy, you had to fake the laugh.
All right, let's move away from the Palace game. Obviously, the next biggest game is coming up in Europe.
Dang.
Road to Bilbao.
Are you hosting, Jeezy?
Huh?
You host him?
You're not invited.
But you are hosting though.
How many times have you said you wanted to host
That's what he
Arsenal
did.
game?
You're not invited.
You know what's crazy? Yeah, Man United fans are like, and they're getting nervous. That's what I'm realizing because before.
Wait, how did you think we were hiding it? Or
Right, yeah, you had. Well, you. Yeah.
Why would we be hiding it, bro?
Because before you were like, yeah, like if we get to the Europa Final, yeah, I'll host, whatnot. And now it sounds like you're looking to do a closed viewing.
You went hosting you lot as well.
Well, yeah.
Nah, bruv.
That's crazy.
Remember when I hosted Champions League
Final? Yeah, but you got forced into that.
I didn't.
That was the worst. That was the worst. That was your last night.
Not really, bro, because you have to remember, we won Champions League 2 years before that, or 3 years before that. So like, it's like, it's not a big deal, bro.
No, because even I
remember this hater sitting next to me and taking on my oxygen, bro. Yeah. And he was hedged them times as well.
I remember filming a secret video to put in the group.
Yeah, this guy is the worst.
You know what? Like, because
you owe me though, bro. He owes me, bro.
Yeah, but he ain't gonna do it. And I'm in another group as well where there's some United fans and Tottenham fans. I'm like, all right, cool, like group link up then. Let's. Mo, who listens to the podcast, he said if I show up, he's not showing up. He said he's okay. I'm like, bro, I just want to watch football.
Well, you know, gone are the days, like, as I say, we watch Champions League at Yates.
Yeah.
We watch a few. We don't watch football amongst our boys anymore. Like, why can't we?
I might
try to bring it back.
I might host, but if it doesn't go my way, you've got to leave immediately.
100%.
I've got babies in the car.
Pressure you. Don't let them pressure you.
I said I would host if we got to
You don't want with me 05.
Yeah.
Come on.
I hear that.
Our cameras allowed, like, can we do content?
No. You got to put them in like a lead envelope, bro.
Yeah, a little box.
Doesn't transmit a signal, bro.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good one to enforce. You know. But I was gonna say, how crucial is this final for both clubs now, Marley?
Oh, for both clubs. I mean, I don't think it's as important for Tottenham. To be fair,
it is, bro.
No,
but how so?
It's
17 years.
Look at your position.
17 or 15.
17.
They just
Remember,
like
this is the year of the underdog. You know, everyone is Newcastle, Crystal Palace.
Yeah, okay.
Man United have been to finals, man.
It's important to the how I decipher that question is like to the managers, right? Who's going to be there next season? And I don't think it's as important to Ange as it is to Amarin, for instance, because Amarin's going to be there, innit? And Ange
reluctantly,
yeah. Huh? Why say that?
Apparently, he wanted to quit. I was reading a report.
Oh, I heard. That's cat, man. Said something about he wanted to resign in January because it was
this guy.
That's too cowardly, bro. I don't need that.
Did he come in December? He wanted to resign in January.
Yeah, because someone said because the results weren't.
Do you not want? Is it because you don't want to believe that, or
I don't want to believe that's cowardice?
No, but I think that's very realistic thing to do, to come to Man United and see the status and say, what the fuck is this, bro?
I agree.
But what the rumor is that what people are saying currently is that was because of the results that he was getting at the club.
That's true
dead,
though.
bro.
Yeah, but the results were.
Yeah, no, but don't run. What do you mean?
No, I hear that. But bro, it can get you down, bro. It can play with your mental.
This guy that will run fastest, bro.
That's it. That's it.
I'm out of here, bro.
You switch jobs the most. You don't believe in it.
That's true.
I don't run based on my performance. Like if I'm having a madness, I'm fixing it, bro, before I leave, bro.
He knows that prospective job hirers are watching.
That's what we'll talk. I'm not going to leave you because I'm doing a dead job, bro. Because then I'll just leave and do a dead job somewhere else. Nah. You've got to set it right and then get it right and then leave, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's equally. I think it's more important for Ruben. I'd say we need to not be in a position we're at where we've only got to talk about Premier League, bro.
But it's more important for Ruben. But for the club, it's exactly. It's just as important, or even more important for Spurs.
As a club, for sure.
Would you say it's more important for Spurs as a club? Or
because they ain't want nothing, innit?
Yeah, but true. I mean, to be fair, you both have got a case, because I've been reading some stuff that suggests that without you being in Champions League and without you even having a decent Champions League run, that it might be a lot very techy for you, financially. But then at the same time, obviously, there's rumours that you guys have obviously already got a deal in place for Kuna and whatnot. So it's hard to know what is true and what's not, but it's clear that you guys are penny pinching at the moment.
We are.
And
I don't know if we are, you know.
No, we are. I don't know. You can't make all these job cuts and
so penny. Oh, I thought you meant in transfers.
No, I'm just talking in general.
Oh, in general, yeah.
So I'm just thinking, obviously, that so Champions League qualification is important for obviously both clubs.
100%.
I can imagine. So you can make a case for it being mad important for.
But I would make a case it's more important for Man United than Tottenham.
No, see, I would say for football.
Yeah.
I think
no.
For football, for me, because I've argued this previously. I think Spurs need to win for football because, like I said, even when I was talking about Arsenal, PSG, you can't really cheat football. You can't do what Manchester United's been doing and keep coming away with trophies. It's like it's not really.
Okay, so you're talking about a cycle of this behaviour, as opposed to this season, because Tottenham has been.
Yeah.
I'm talking more so the cycle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so last season, do you think Tottenham behaved well or badly? Because I think they behaved badly as well. In terms of underachieving, underperforming.
It was Andrew's first season.
They finished, what was it, like 8th, I think? I want to say 8th. Not 8th. Maybe about 6th.
We finished 8th.
Yeah, we finished 8th.
I think they finished 6th. So they've not been good performers themselves.
And then they've tried to go for a different strategy. They've tried to go to the championship.
Fifth last year.
Yeah.
I don't think they were particularly. Remember they weren't that bad. At that moment, people were saying, "Oh, we can win the league. They can win the league."
At the start of the season, but then they dropped off.
And
then they were celebrating losing to Man City.
Yeah,
that weren't a club. That was Andrew was fuming about that. If you remember, Andrew was really fuming about that. He didn't understand the culture whereby a team is happy to lose the game because of Arsenal. Because in his mind, Arsenal's got nothing to do with, and he's right. Arsenal has nothing.
Not right, man.
He is, because Arsenal's got nothing to do with Spurs. Like
they've got everything.
Nothing to do with Spurs.
Right.
Like, so he's got his own problems. He's like, we need to win this game.
I was gonna say something crazy.
But
you Strives, come on. You don't want a Tottenham parade, man.
No,
just be honest.
No,
we're doing a barbecue.
No, I don't want a Tottenham parade. I don't want Tottenham to win. I don't want Man United to win. But guess what? I'm in a situation where I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. Guess what? They're both hard places.
You're screwed.
Marley Marl. It's people like you, Dre, man.
I'm not bad though, you know.
No, Marley Marl.
You are. I realize you're bad.
Do you know what it is? You trigger me.
But I don't know why.
Strive triggers most people.
Do you know why?
No,
you know why.
The thing is, what's crazy, I don't know why I trigger you, because all I do is talk about, if I talk about my team, I feel like I talk candidly, I talk honestly, and you lot like to try to draw me out, because when I'm talking about my team, I'll be passionate. So sometimes I might talk negatively about you, like all that stuff, whatnot. But then you will pretend that, you like the fairy Arsenal fans that everything's all hunky-dory, we love Arteta. I like Arteta too. Like when I was at the game and Arteta's doing his speech, I'm cheering for him too. But obviously in the other side of my mind, I'm thinking, bro, you're doing all this talking. But you know, I'm just one of them fans that can be objective plus subjective. So I don't know why you lot hate me. But the reason why I hate you guys is you guys don't actually know how to just be dead in silence. Like Marley.
So we're not going to speak.
Hold on, wait.
No. When I'm dead, I'm silent. I went to another sport.
I'm silent as well.
No,
bro.
You're not. You're talking back.
No,
You're
a wind up, bro.
Trying to tell me that I need to treat you with respect.
No. I said have some shame. That's what I said.
Have some shame for what? Because of what? Because we finished second.
Have some shame for not meeting your targets this season, isn't it? And just be quiet until the next season. Let's run it back. Because my thing is like I accept that Man United have had a terrible season, and the only way we can salvage our season is by winning the Europa League. If we don't win it, I'm coming off the internet, brother. You won't see me, bro. You won't hear from me. You might even see me.
But you see me say we've had a terrible season. You do understand that to some people that even sounds entitled. Well, we finished second. We've got to a semi-final of a Champions League. Like our terrible season would be your glorious season.
No,
so you can't. You can't tell me to have shame.
Our terrible season is the same thing, bro. Because when Ollie was finishing second and getting to the semi-finals, bro.
Semi-finals of what? You did not get to no semi-finals of a Champions League. Please don't make this crazy. Don't make this crazy. That's what I'm trying to say.
When the final, you got
so if
we got to a final as well.
Yeah, final Europa.
But if Draymond or Marley Mark is telling me like have shame, I'm like, what do you mean have shame? What am I ashamed of?
We double check that.
Because we didn't what? Because we didn't win. Because we didn't beat Liverpool was on it this season. You know what I mean? Like for everything I could say about Liverpool, and I could talk about everyone else's injuries, blah blah blah. Liverpool were on it.
All right, we'll move on to Arsenal in a bit, bro.
No.
Molly Mo.
No.
This is where he goes. I like Strives.
That was a good one. That was a good one. No, that was a good one. But no, I was just basically saying how I despise United fans.
But then United fans will say the same about you.
No, but my whole point is, this is why I tried to go into the whole thing, is I don't feel like I should be hated. But United fans...
Why not, bro?
Because, bro, like...
Because you've improved. Because Arsenal's improved.
No, because I'm just talking about where we are. And then you're like, oh, why haven't you won a trophy? But I'm like...
But that's true, though. That's true, though.
Where you're at is improvement. When Man United were legit, when we was in those position, we was calling it like like we haven't achieved our targets this season. And I feel like you're in the same position where you should just chill until next season and see what you're doing.
But I'm saying, okay...
I'm speaking from a place of place of knowledge, bro. You're not listening, bro. I'm a wise man in this thing, bro.
You're not, because you ain't done it for like since 2013, so it's been a while. Joey can talk to me like that because he's just won a Premier League.
You said 2013 for us. When have you done it?
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is we ain't done it for a minute.
You as well.
But guess what? We're in the position that you want to be in.
We would.
You want to be. Yeah, we want to be Arsenal.
No, hold on.
We would like to be Arsenal. No. We would like to be consistent in the league, and then outside of that, what do you do outside of that though?
No, what do you mean consistent in the league? Do you want to be in the Champions League?
Your thing is you're consistent in the league. That's what I'll give you credit for. You're amazing.
Okay, let's have an honest conversation.
I do want to be in the Champions League. That's why I want to win on Wednesday.
Thank you. And when you get into the Champions League, do you want to be in the biggest games? Do you want to be excited about a game against Real Madrid? Do you want to be excited about a game against PSG? Do you want to be in the semi-finals? Do you want to with a view to going in the finals?
We've been there, bro.
And you've been there, but do you want that again?
We've been there recently, bro.
Do you want that again? Let's just have an honest conversation. Do you want that again?
Of course we want it again.
All right, every team wants it.
That's why you want to win Wednesday. But we don't want to just want to compete. We want to win things, bro.
Yeah,
I want to win. I'm not saying
you're hailing up here beating Real Madrid, bro.
No, I'm not.
That's your team this season, isn't it?
One thing.
You just said Real Madrid. You said you don't want to play Real Madrid.
I asked you, do you want to be in the position?
Hold on, did you bring the cigar?
No, I'm saying, do you want to be in the position where you are having this conversation? And then the other question I want to ask you, do you want to be in a position where you're signing players and players want to go to you because you have a realistic chance of winning the Premier League? Do you want to be there?
So
I'm just asking, do you want to be there? Do you want to be there?
Do you want to be there, actually?
Molly, hold on. But then Strive.
What players, bro?
I'm there.
What players want to join you?
Molly,
Mendy turned down Liverpool.
No, but hold on, Molly. Let me flip it to Strive. So, okay, you can get the players that want to be there, right? But what about your youth? They're leaving, bro. They don't want to be there, even though you've got structure. You've got a man that's good.
You've got...
Hold on.
He's not even getting game time. I don't know why he's getting
exactly.
If Man United went in for 1 year now, they could probably get him if they wanted.
Hold on. Say the Arsenal segment, so I'm just going to just put that out there quickly. But what you said about Nwaneri is cap. He's had a lot of minutes. He's played a lot of games. Let's not blow it out of proportion.
So what would you rate his season?
It's been a very good season.
Anyway,
no one expecting
let's focus on the questions I'm asking you, United fans. Would you want to be in a position? It's not brilliant. I just want to know.
Let's have it, man.
I just want to know, in the Premier League, would you want to be in a position where, like, even if you've lost out, that there was a point where you were in with a shout to potentially compete to win the Premier League? Do you want to be there? Or do you want to be where you are now?
I'll be honest. I want to win it, bro. We've done the competing thing. I want to be in a position where we're actually title challengers. Like there's a good chance we're going to win it. I don't want to, you know what I mean, just do second place 3 times in a row. without winning it. That would annoy me, bro. Like if I'm there. So hopefully we get into a position where we can have some more consistency in the league, and after maybe third year, maybe win something in it, because that's the. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Otherwise, you're just competing, bro.
This is why you're insane.
This is why
you
should want to do what we're doing, bro. By winning cups, bro.
What you think I want to be 17th?
I think you want to win a cup, bro, because you said you wanted to win the Carling Cup as well.
So this is
Man United have become more of a cup team than a Premier League team over the last few years. We know that.
That's embarrassing. That's not what Manchester United's done.
Bro, do you know how many finals we've been in?
Relativity is important. Like for instance, Charlton's playing Leyton Orient next week, in a playoff final.
Yeah, I know that, yeah.
If Leyton Orient win it, they've had a brilliant season. Arguably better season than Arsenal. Do I want to be Leyton Orient? Don't know. But they've had a great season for them, yeah? You guys might win a cup if you beat Tottenham, which I don't think you're going to do anyway, but you might win
European
a cup.
Europa.
I don't even want to be in the Europa. Especially I want to be... No, I don't. I want to be in the Champions League.
You want to be in the Champions League, but you want to win something, bro. So if you was in Europa, which you have been,
you would want to win
against Chelsea, you wanted to win that cup, right?
Yeah, but that's when look at what we're talking about. We're talking about Chelsea. With all due respect, you guys are playing Tottenham. They haven't won anything, and you're still probably going to lose that. But
maybe we don't know. And as I said, if we do lose it, you ain't going to see me. That's all good.
All my question is because you skirted around it. I just want to ask: would you rather be in a position where you are?
I would rather be in a place where Arsenal are in terms of structure, because obviously from the top to the bottom, they've got things in place, and we haven't had that for years. But no Man United fan has come on and said that.
Bro. I would like to be in a position where we can play consistently in the league and get wins.
So the whole point is it starts from the structure. That's my whole point.
Arsenal, yes or no?
Right now,
yeah.
In the league, yeah.
Arsenal on Wednesday again. Arsenal on Wednesday again.
Yeah, in the league, for sure.
And I would rather be Arsenal as well. And that's even with you being on the cusp of winning a cup.
Yeah.
So that's why when I say I despise United fans, because I just want United fans to accept that you guys are in the doldrums, you're in the mud, and whatnot, and that's fine.
But do you know what it is? It's the messenger. When it's coming from you, man.
But I've been there too.
No,
you should respect me more because I've been there.
No, but you haven't, bro, because you haven't won anything in a long time, bro.
That's why I've been in the mud.
So the messengers tell it.
You've not won anything.
If it was coming from Joey, I would kind of hear him out. And the funny thing is, as to why you're the problem, you people, bruv. Joey is a champion, bruv, and he hasn't said Storm, bruv.
It's true.
That's not
he
true.
hasn't said Storm.
He's almost fallen asleep.
I've not said anything about it.
Because it's not his business.
Yeah.
Our business is not your business.
We're losing 3-2.
See, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
Our business is not your business, bruv. You should focus on trying to win the league, bruv, and we should do what we do, and we'll beat you when we meet you.
That one hit home, bro. Look at this straight.
No, you know what?
We'll beat him when they beat him, bruv.
I'm thinking to myself, like, I asked it last week as well. I don't know why you lot are all bum chums. I don't get why.
We're not bum chums.
We're not bum chums.
I don't get why.
We're not bum chums.
Joey.
We're not bum chums, bro.
Like, for me, like I don't have no respect for Man United.
We're not B chums. Let me say B chums.
Joey does all this teaming up stuff. I don't get that.
Do you know what it is?
Real Scouse fans ain't doing that.
He minds his business.
Let me just say, I respect results, innit? At the end of the day, if
you
they
respect those results.
Listen. I respect results. At the end of the day, results. So if they win and they get into Champions League, I respect it, bro. That's all that matters, bro. Like, so you might say they're 17th for X, Y, and Z. It's trash. It's definitely trash. But what is important is the results at the end of the day. And if it results in them getting Champions League
and a trophy,
and I was Liverpool, I don't care, bro. And a trophy, I don't care, bro. If I'm gonna be honest. And then if the person that's talking shit to me hasn't got a European Cup, and they're talking about a European Cup. No. Wait, hang on. That's no shade. That's not shade at you.
No, it's not.
So let's say, for example, a Tottenham fan was talking rubbish to me. Saying, not a Tottenham fan. I don't know. Who else is it? Nottingham Forest fan was talking rubbish to me. And they're saying blah, blah, blah. In fact, Nottingham Forest have got a European Cup. Yeah. Any team, there's not many, but any team without a European Cup was talking rubbish to me, yeah.
Bro, let's say, trying to do here.
Let's start. They got Premier League. But you know my point. Is you can't say nothing to me because I respect the results at the end of the day.
And you've just about eclipsed Leicester now. You've got one more Premier League than them, so well played to Liverpool. But look, What I'm saying.
The point is, I think the overarching point is, bro.
We're gonna move back to the
mind your
game.
business, bro. Mind your business and we'll mind ours, bro. We're trying, bro.
No,
we're trying, bro.
I am minding my business.
You're making me. You want me to feel bad about Man United feeling 17th? I feel bad about that without you adding your spice.
We know it's trash.
However, we can. There's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel on a Wednesday, and if we win it. We've met our targets of getting in Champions League because ultimately we'd agree that's our target.
That's our target.
And then we've got a cup as well.
I would applaud you for scumbagging your way into the Champions League.
However it got done, it got done, bro.
But I would just expect you to be honourable and accept that if you haven't got 40 points by this point of the season and I decide to just slap you for no reason, just be slapped. Take a slap.
Okay, I win that.
So like, why are you talking back to me?
But you can't slap me. Why can't you slap me, bro?
You slap me when your manager hasn't achieved anything tangible.
5 years ago, you can slap me.
January, bro.
No, you can't slap me.
That's what I'm trying to say to him.
No, you can't slap me either, bro.
4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, 4 or 5 years ago.
Because they were winning stuff like that.
This is where we disagree because I'm saying I just want to be able to walk past. I might see him. If I'm in the mood to, a quick slap.
You're not that, but you're not that guy. You are not that guy.
If he did that to Marley, you could do a citizen's arrest.
Bruv, all I'm saying is, you as an Arsenal fan, you're not the guy to do that.
Yeah, you're not the guy to administer.
You're not a bad man in prison.
I don't understand.
Carlos ask for you, bro.
All right. Let's quickly go back to the game quickly before we move on. But obviously, Tottenham, quickly, they're going to have Son and Solanke back.
Yeah.
Playing together.
No Kulusevski, no Maddison.
Yeah, so what do you think overall?
No, sir.
Tottenham still got a good chance or we should overrun them in the midfield, which is where most games are, I would say, won.
I don't know about overrun anything, but I think if
no, most games are won.
Yeah, if Man United, I genuinely think if Man United respect themselves and turn up and play how they should play, I think we should win that game. I think if Bruno has a good game, Casemiro has a good game, Ahmed has a good game, Garnacho's also got the potential to have a good game. I feel like we've got more match winners on the pitch than they have if we have it on our day. I personally think.
Do you think he's going to put Garnacho to start or is he going to bench him?
I would start him. Yeah. It's either him or Mount, and I think Mount's obviously coming back from he's working his way into fitness. So I think Garnacho will probably be the better choice to start, and then Haaland. Good.
Yeah, I know, it's terrible. I personally would put Maguire there. You know.
But
seriously, I've said it before on the pod.
Maguire's
start.
Yeah, I'd put him up there, bro.
Up front.
I'm serious.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
You think I'm crazy, but he'd actually score more.
I would if I would do something different. I'll be honest. I would maybe do the false nine thing with Bruno like we done in the FA Cup.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's what I'd do. I wouldn't because Haaland is that much of a liability. He's terrible, man. And I feel like when he plays, like it feels like we're almost like playing with a man down. He just doesn't make the team tick well. Like there's no like cohesion with the forwards when he plays. So yeah, I would actually play Bruno as a false nine.
I was gonna say, can Man United's experience carry them? Like third final in 8 years.
Heritage and history.
Yeah. We hope that carries us through, man. Because his form isn't. Like it's actually just like a battle of the deadbeats.
Like, definitely.
Bruv, it's crazy that it's you guys are never on 40 points. Both of you guys.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I was watching matches. I think Everton's on 47. And when Moyes came, they were battling relegation.
Yeah.
It goes to show, you guys have been terrible. So it's one of the things, whoever wins it,
whoever turns up on the day.
Yeah, everyone will be happy. Whoever loses it, oof.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a game this bad before?
I don't think it would be a bad game.
No, in terms of like the positions.
Probably not. Yeah, probably not. No, probably not. Probably not.
For instance, obviously, me and Draymond was talking before that we went live with the episode, and imagine you man might want to go out to Bilbao to go and watch your teams, bro. If they're trying to charge you £1,200 to watch Manchester United versus Tottenham, you're being ripped off, bro.
Is that what the price is?
Yeah,
that's what I was looking on the market.
Bro, you're being ripped off, bro. That's a poor quality. That's a poor standard game, bro. Like I know it sounds like I'm trolling because I'm laughing.
I disagree with that on the day.
It's the occasion.
Yeah, the final.
The final, whatnot. But it's when you break it down, these
that's
two
what
teams
I said to you.
have been playing absolute atrocity.
That
In the
should
league,
make,
though.
that should make for a
In
good.
the
That
league,
should make for a good game. Then, like it's like boxers that can't block, bro. You're gonna get a good fight, bro.
It's gonna be a lot of goals.
It's true, 'cause to be fair, your Carabao Cup game was
This
lit.
is what I'm saying. Like,
No, but we have to put the underline it with they've been bad in the league. They've been bad in the league. This is not a league game, innit? So you would expect the level
I did put
to
something
be
in the
increased.
group the other day about United's exploits in Europe.
quite a lot of draws, isn't it?
Yeah, quite a lot of draws, and
But that's in the group. In the group
cards,
stage,
isn't it?
No. So I think generally, I think when you've played against like good quality teams, you've lost. When you've played against,
we haven't lost this time. It's
not in Europe.
You're talking about you've drawn. No,
Yeah,
not
we've
in
drawn,
Europe.
yeah.
When you play good quality teams, you've drawn. Like you played Porto and someone else. Other teams that you should have beaten, you've beaten. And then in the quarters, you've played 10 men.
Mm-hmm. But that's not our fault, though.
I'm saying that this is the context.
Yeah.
Because if you never had 10 men against Leon, you probably wouldn't have gone through. And then it's questionable. Yeah, speculative. Then against Bilbao, I think Bilbao started off as the better team. You guys scored first. Then they got a player sent off. And then
we beat them 7-1.
No, that's an accurate. No, but this is the context.
The first game, it was kind of dead.
They went into 10 men when it was 2-0. And 2-0 is you're still in the game technically. And then there was another team you went into 10 men. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is like, yes, we're saying you haven't lost in Europe.
We scored first in that game as well, by the way.
I said you scored first. Then you got a penalty and then you got a send off, and you was 2-0 down. But 2-0 down versus 11 versus 11, they still have a game to play. But that's that. Essentially,
you're trying to say Ruben needs a little bit of help along the way, basically.
Ish.
Yeah.
And those are teams in Europe.
Yeah.
But then when you talk about teams in the Prem, you guys have no hope.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a thing of like it can go either way.
If we're bringing Premier League form into Europa, then it's a mad game. But evident in the fact that we're in the final, that is not been happening.
Technically, because you've not been playing Premiership teams.
No, but we've been okay. All right.
So now it's a Premiership game essentially, just in another country.
Okay. All right. I get what you're trying to say. Okay,
Interesting.
But yeah, we'll see what happens on Wednesday.
What do you think, Marley? Before I wrap this,
what score?
Yeah, score. If I put it around,
I will go. I'll go 3-2. Man United. I think there'll be goals in this game. Onana can't freaking catch anything, can he?
No.
Is Vicario fit?
Yeah.
He's a better keeper. He's a better keeper than Onana. But I think it'll be high scoring game, 3-2.
Della?
I just want to watch all my boys, man.
I know, but come on. Being the analyst you are, because obviously you said it's going to be a Prem game.
Yes, the Prem game, obviously.
In a different environment.
You guys haven't beaten United this season, but then it's probably one of those ones where it's like it comes to the final based on the mere fact that you haven't lost to them, you now beat them. Who is Spurs missing?
Bergvall, no Madison, and Kulusevski.
And Sa.
And Sa.
That's a lot. Sa is actually out.
Bergvall's out as well, no?
Bergvall's out, yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of midfielders out.
That's a lot. I just want to see a good game. Like, whoever wins. I can't predict it. In my head, I'm thinking Spurs, but I think Spurs are missing quite a few players. And then I don't.
Just give us a number. Just throw it out. What's in your heart?
Because I want to come to my boys' house and watch football.
No, just say what's in your heart, bro. Don't lie. Just say what's in your heart.
I think Spurs 2-1.
2-1. Joey?
Come in. Ain't coming, bro.
Absolutely. That's like, no, United comes.
Yeah, exactly. Joey?
Yeah, both teams to lose 2-0. First time ever in football history. I think
it's a tough one to call.
Yeah, because I basically Man United haven't got Spurs' number this season for some time, in my opinion. But Spurs are Spurs, innit? And Man United have more heritage and more cup final experience. So I'm going to say draw, Man United win on penalties.
Cool. Stripes?
I was going to say 2-2 draw, Spurs win on penalties.
Oof. I'm going to go 2-1 United. Yeah.
Two United boys are confident. That's all you need, man.
Yeah, you need to go in there confident, man.
I'm confident in the occasion. I'm confident that Man United will turn up. But I also, it's just that quote, man. That quote is really grinding me. Particularly because I've been rinsing him for it for all season.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
I feel like Carmen was just going to be like, here you go.
Watch list.
Yeah. This is his.
I was going to say as well.
If he wins, can we, for the first time ever, put a podcast pundit on the watch list?
Yeah.
No, because I was the only one.
Who else?
I mean, he's on there for a reason, bro. You can't be on there.
You fought for him.
I raised him. Yeah, I raised him.
I said no to him. I said no like 4 weeks ago.
I definitely agreed for him to be on it. Like, look where they are.
Yeah, him.
No. But voting for him is different to put.
No, he was in my corner, but I was obviously had the megaphone.
All right, cool. And then, what would it make a difference? I think if Euro's back, Dallo, maybe Xerxes, any of those.
Yeah, I don't want to.
They're trying to make the final.
I think they'll be on the bench apparently. But I don't want to see him not starting. Like if Xerxes,
what, even Euro?
Yeah, no, Euro can start because he had a knock in it. But if someone like Xerxes, like if I see him on the pitch,
yeah, he needs to be on the bench. Really.
Things are going bad. Like, so I don't want to have to see these guys on the pitch.
And Dallo, would you start Dallo?
Oh, absolutely, Dallo's got to start. Yeah, that I think he's the key to us winning it, bro. To be honest with you,
cool.
Yeah.
Should make for an interesting game.
Yeah.
See you on Wednesday, bro. See you Wednesday night.
What time do the doors open?
What doors?
Okay.
I'll bring Mawams for everyone.
I'll be at your door anyway.
All right. Enough European football. Let's go straight to the Prem. Top 5. Let's go back to you, Strives. Arsenal have secured it now. 2nd place, not 1st. What are you saying, bro?
Yeah, man. Yeah, 2nd place pretty much is secure because
the goal difference, isn't it?
Yeah, goal difference. Yeah. Yeah, like it's. Yeah, in terms of the drama for the Prem, I suppose like neutrals would have wanted maybe Newcastle to win or maybe a draw, just say it goes to the last game of the season. But yeah, for me, I think I said on the last episode, I think I said that, well, at least it was in my mind anyway, we needed to get our lick back against Newcastle Bulls. So we need, like, Newcastle had, they've dealt with us this season. Like, they dumped us out of the Carabao Cup comprehensively over 2 legs, beat us at their ground. We hadn't even scored past them, you know what I mean? So they've beaten us without conceding. So we needed to win, and like, just to kind of just break that whatever was happening. You see how like. Yeah, I can't even call it top 6 because you guys aren't even top 6 no more. But the big 6, inverted commas, like, you see how we just don't seem to be losing to like Liverpool, United, Spurs, City, Chelsea. It's like the players maybe are going into those games with that confidence. We can do this. I feel like there's a mentality aspect there. Chelsea, we seem to keep beating them. You don't want it to be forming that anytime you play these boys in this black and white striped kit, they're beating you. You know what I mean? So I felt like we needed to just beat them for that. And then obviously it was a big game in terms of the winner potentially finishes 2nd.
Yeah.
And obviously it kind of guarantees Champions League football. So yeah, for those reasons, it was good to just, you know...
Just to cement it, because you don't want to go to the last game.
Yeah, like a last game against Southampton, they've got nothing to play for. It's a jolly up. Like, they might just say, you know what, we just want to upset you guys today. Like, you don't really want that. You've seen those strange things happen on the last day of the Premier League season. So yeah, it was good to just kind of just like to win the game and put that to bed now, you know. And then now we can go to Southampton, no pressure. We already know that we didn't win the league. We knew we weren't good enough for the league. We knew. Who? Arsenal?
Yeah, no, do you though?
Do I know that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, of course.
You said it from the off though.
Yeah.
All right. Just checking in because got a lot of talk in it, so.
Bro, I'm not 17th.
Fair it is.
So yeah, like
how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, man. So yeah, like it was good. It was good for that.
Yeah,
and that only. You know, I'm not excessively gassed about it, but I'm quietly content that we've beaten Newcastle. 2nd place is at least secured. Champions League, we're in Champions League again, so we get another go at it. I'm just waiting for the summer, man. I'm just waiting for the transfer window.
Let me bring in Della quickly. Did they really miss Isaac up front? Was that the key difference? Because obviously Newcastle had chances, right? Raya made a good few as well. Is he the difference in those kind of games?
Yeah, he's definitely the difference. That's why Arsenal want to, the fans are saying Arsenal should go and pay whatever price it is to get him over the line. He's definitely a difference maker. If he's not there, you've got Callum Wilson. And there's a gulf in class between the two strikers. But in saying that, Newcastle still had chances. But obviously Raya, he had his moments in terms of like being shaky, but he still managed to make some top saves to keep Arsenal in the game and then enable them to eventually win it.
If I put it back to you, Strives, did Arsenal show that depth and resilience? Because obviously you had late appearances from Havertz as well.
Looking at Hench.
Yeah.
So obviously Havertz came on. He was substituted on for Saka. I want to take this opportunity. I'm going to just focus on this camera here. Obviously, towards the end of the last episode, I gave Lamine Yamal my back pages and also said Saka was better than Lamine Yamal. So I just want to apologise for that. I love Saka. It's documenting how much I love him, but maybe it was a bridge too far.
Good lad.
Yeah, so
that's growing up there.
Thank you.
You seen it on the weekend?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, he's starting to do it too regularly.
Yeah.
He's mad.
Too comfortable.
No, the player who was it? Villarreal playing it. I think it was Villarreal. But one of the players he cooked.
Yeah, first touch, innit?
Yeah.
Well, that as well. But the quote he said, I told him on the pitch like, please take time. I don't want to end up on what did he say? TikTok. I don't want to end up on TikTok. He was like, the player's he's too good. He's too good. I was like, no, bruv, 17.
It's mad.
It's silly, bro.
Reminds me of that Rooney, Play With No Fear.
He doesn't remind me of Rooney.
No. No, but I'm saying the mentality, being a kid of that age.
Definitely fearless kid.
Exactly.
Like because Mbappe was similar when he was at Monaco in terms of like, he didn't care he was playing in it. Like to the point where you just think, does this guy know he's a 17-year-old playing against men? But what Lamine's got, he's got that arrogance as well.
Yeah,
which is dangerous though, because I hope he's got good handlers, like because unchecked, it would be a madness. Like
I think the media just waiting for him to just have one of their moments, and they
of course,
because he knows it's him. He knows it.
But you know what? The thing is, what's scary about him is he's still got a way to go. Like so obviously, like in the last episode when I was talking about overall, because I felt like in terms of the overall package, I thought Saka was the better player, but when I look at what you mean, Lamine gives you on the pitch, like in terms of the magic he gives you, the in-game intelligence for such a young age, the goal that it was becoming his trademark. I must say though, that's in Ethan's bag as well. I'm just gonna say that's in Ethan's bag as well.
I know he can hit it, but I don't know if it like
consistently.
The way he finds that space, bro, it's not like he's like his ability on the ball is like very like Neymar-ish. Like he is put three people on him and he's finding a way through. Like real old school showboat dribbling. Like,
I think that's what's made me like say what I've said today. Like when I'm like, I'm taking back what I said last episode. But there's a reason why I went onto that, because I thought like, I don't know, like Saka's not been Saka-ing for me.
He's back from injury, bro.
Nah, but he was back from injury when he put up them great performances.
The show against Real Madrid.
He was back from injury.
He still needs time and rhythm. Like, how many games was that? Or 5 games?
I've noticed about you, Della. You've always and I love it because I can tell that you're developing a love for Arsenal, but you've always got like your defense. You're a solid barrister when it comes to like Arsenal at the moment. Like, so it's like you won't sometimes accept what is, because you'll have a reason as to why it's happening. And sometimes you're not unreasonable with it. And that's what makes it difficult to sometimes rebuttal you, because you're not actually being unreasonable. But sometimes we just have to accept what is. Because we can't celebrate when he's doing all the great stuff.
No, I hear what you're saying, but when you're saying he's not Saka-ing, like, what do you mean by that?
So,
this season? Like, and all I'm saying is context is, he's came back and he's done well against Real Madrid, but there's still, you still need to get back into your credit to him for doing what he did against Real Madrid, because that was what 2.5 games into and coming back.
Yeah.
But there's still going to times where the same way with Odegaard. When Odegaard came out from injury, he played well. Then he just regressed for the whole season. Sometimes people, he had a surgery.
Yeah.
People still need time to get themselves back into routine and rhythm. That's what I'm saying. Like,
so all right. So to answer your question, it's like, so I'm watching him. I was lucky enough to be at the Emirates. So I'm watching him, and then there's just times when I'm just like, bro, like we're playing left to right, left to right, left to right. Like we've got all the ball, but Newcastle look more dangerous. Yeah. So I'm like, what are we doing with this ball? And then sometimes Partey's got the ball and he's looking up, and at that point when he's looking up, I'm thinking, is that the trigger? Saka, make that run then, so he can play the ball in between the freaking left back and the centre back. Like, he's not making a run. And then sometimes he's getting the ball, and I'm like, all right, Saka, take him into the box. He does it a couple of times, but and there was one time when he was like quite cute with it, pause. But where he's got it going into the box. But I mean, the way I rate Saka, the way I've placed him, I'm just expecting cookings. And I'm not really getting it. You know what I mean?
Saka's not really been he's not really a cooking guy though, is he?
No, but he doesn't. So
he's a take a guy on kind of guy and find space.
So he's not going to cook him like how Lamine Yamal would, where you're looking at that. But he would
find a way through, basically.
He's always getting through, like, and you know what I'm saying? And I just felt like I weren't getting the Saka that I grew to love. And I don't feel like I've been getting that. So then when he eventually gets subbed for Havertz, obviously Havertz coming on, I'm like, there's a reason why it was Saka that came off. Now, it could just be Arteta trying to preserve blah, 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 but I just didn't think Saka was being Saka.
I think he probably got subbed at that time in the game as well, is because they do this thing in the last game of the season. Let's get him the applause before we sign off for the year, innit? And
that's true.
That might have been probably why. Also, why Havertz comes on. Like, let's get him on. Let's get the fans knowing that he's back for in coming pre-season. Because I think what Arteta's even said, like, he's doing a pre-season. Like he starts the season early.
Yeah, he's just because and I think he said that because I think the thought process behind that is in order to keep up with the pace and the competitiveness of the Premier League, you can't just have a holiday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you know.
I don't know how I feel about it though. But
players do that anyway though.
Yeah.
All he's doing is
they start early.
So all he's doing is like we're doing it together, and it's not so much. It's the pre-season before pre-season, but it's a thing of
it's not gonna go hard.
No, so it's just like all the families go out there.
Yeah.
You probably train in the morning, then do whatever you want to do with your missus and your partner.
Ruben does that as well.
So that's what it is. So when you start pre-season, you're not coming from
yeah. And I'm for it, and I believe he's probably going to do it in a way that obviously is I'd hope is conducive to obviously player welfare.
Yeah, because he does it. This is the first time I've heard it, but he does it every year.
No, last season was the first, or this season was the first time they've done it.
Yeah.
But obviously, I don't know. I'm not keeping track of all the games that's played or the tournaments in the summer. Maybe there's not that many. Maybe there is. But I think last season, the likes of Rice and Saka, they didn't join it because England got to the final or whatever they did.
That's fair. But time's getting away from us. So just quickly, how do you think Rice has
Rice is sick,
evolved under Arteta?
Yeah, Rice is sick. Like, I think Arsenal was the perfect step up for him. Like, he's shown that he's a leader for England, for West Ham. Obviously, he won the Europa Conference League. And in order for him to get to that next level, he needed a club like Arsenal that will push him a little bit. We're seeing his box-to-box qualities. We're seeing not only he's adding now goals and assists to his game now. Obviously, you get your people that obviously will have critiques. I think once upon a time, Roy Keane, maybe Souness, or was it Partey?
Yeah, it was Keane and Souness.
It was Keane and Souness, yeah, where they was just like, yeah, man, he's a great player, but I'd like to see him add maybe more goals, and he's done that this season. Then the streets, inverted commas, are saying, can he receive the ball in a half turn? But for one, he can. But two,
we still haven't seen them.
No, I've seen it, but
you're supposed to share it with us.
Yeah, I know. I'm meant to get a compilation. You know what? In the first game against PSG, was the time when I realised why the streets do that, because there was bare times when I was thinking, bro, like, why are you not picking this ball up like on the half turn? But obviously, outside of that, the streets want to see him pick it up on a half time, but he doesn't actually need to.
That's the point.
That's the thing.
Like, even if he doesn't know how to do it, he doesn't.
It just
clearly
nice.
need to.
It looks nice, but it's not always necessary.
Yeah, he doesn't need to. And I think he's such a sick player.
Mm.
And I think he does. He will win silverware. He deserves to win silverware, and I think he will win silverware with Arsenal as well.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. Della, can Newcastle still qualify for Champions League?
Yeah.
What do they need to do on their final day? Because it's Everton. But at home.
Yeah, I don't know whether they just need a draw or whether they need to win, but I think whatever result they need, if Isaac is available, considering it's at home, I think they can do it.
Yes, Nottingham Forest versus Chelsea, so
yeah, exactly.
Depending upon that result.
Yeah, I honestly think the top 5 would be Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Newcastle, not in any order.
So Man City have got Bournemouth and Fulham.
Yeah, and Villa. Yeah. So I think both Chelsea and Forest might miss out.
Do you know what's crazy? Man City could lose to Bournemouth.
They could.
They could.
I could see that happening.
Would it be even worse for Pep if they don't get into the Champions League?
Yeah, of course. But who they got?
They got Bournemouth and Fulham.
Bournemouth and Fulham. And Fulham are still trying to get into Europe as well.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. But I think they'll do it.
And you think what Chelsea and Nottingham Forest, who do you think is going to win out of them two?
I think Chelsea will see it.
I think Forest will win that game.
So let's put it to everyone then. Marley, what do you think? Top 5. So obviously you got Liverpool, Arsenal. There's Newcastle, Chelsea, Aston Villa, Man City.
I want to see Man City drop out. So the rest.
Really?
Of course you would, bro.
I'd love it, bro.
Bro, they are rivals, bro. We don't want them under Champions League.
Now you're doing rivals. Hey.
See the Europa. Nah, to be fair, I'm for it as well. And Chelsea, I wouldn't mind Chelsea dropping out.
Either one of those two would be fantastic.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice for Villa to be in the mix.
Oh yeah.
Villa and Forest. Well, then again, is that the best representation of
Forest isn't, but I think Villa can do a good job. I mean, Villa didn't done a good job. They got to
They've done a great job. Quarters,
yeah.
Yeah, Man City ain't dropping that. They got 2 games and they're on 65 points and they're currently in 6.
Bournemouth and Fulham.
They could lose the ball.
Bournemouth and Fulham. But I think they'll win one of those games.
Yeah. They could lose both of them, though.
They can, but I think they'll win at least one of those. Chelsea are 4th. They got 66.
And they're playing Nottingham Forest. That's a cup final.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
literally.
When are Man City playing them tomorrow?
Yeah, I think so.
I think Villa will
be
Wednesday.
Villa will, because they got United. That's a guaranteed.
And it's
I mean, if we won the Europa League,
either, because if you won it, you got nothing to play for. If you don't lose,
if we have won
you're
Europa,
not going to be in a hype.
I mean, we've got something to try and sign the season off. Anyway.
No, you already signed that with the cup.
No, but I'm saying if we don't win it, if we don't win it, then
no,
would it be a better
demoralised.
season if United won the Europa and went Champions League than Man City if they dropped out?
So what's the question?
If Man United go Champions League and then Man City just miss out, Man United had the better season.
I don't entertain them conversations.
Yeah, man. Listen, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's just win it, bro.
That's what
all these better seasons,
bro.
It's
crazy.
You're right.
Thank you.
But it's not me, though, is what I'm saying. It's not me, though.
I'm just asking a question.
If it's him, then it's you.
Bro, just asking a question.
That's what I'm saying. Every now and again, you might be walking past and you might see them and you just slap. Sometimes.
I said, you're not the one, me. You're not.
It's not. Crazy. You guys ready to do the watch list just quickly?
Yeah.
Can you? Just quickly. We literally got 5 minutes to do it. So this is what I have still on my list. So Strives, you've got Jesus and Ineos. And I think Ineos was more of a collective, I think, to be honest. Everyone put them on there. Della was...
I've been trying to get Jesus off, but you guys said Jesus is staying on.
Joey, Casemiro, Havertz, Trossard.
Havertz gone.
Dre was me, was Rashford. Is Trossard gone?
Yeah.
Trossard gone?
They can all stay on there, bro.
Hold on.
Marley was and Onana. And I think collective decision was Amarin.
Okay.
If Casemiro wins Europa League, I'll let him off. So.
You take him off?
Wait,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
Casemiro's on there. He's had a good season.
No, he hasn't.
Nah, he's only picked up the last time.
That's what I'm saying. Stripes, you see it, bro. You see it, bro.
He's had a good season because he's been playing in the Europa League games and we're in the final, bro.
No, we gave him
at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, we gave him his flowers. He did.
Because he was overweight.
Yeah,
Listen, guys, we need to stop fat shaming. Yeah, it's important, bro. In this day and age, bro.
Yeah, it's true.
Nah, I didn't mean it.
I didn't mean it. But yeah, Trossard and Havertz, yeah.
I think they have a case to come off. They've had a case to come off.
What, Trossard and Havertz?
Technically speaking, doesn't it just make more sense to do the watch list when the season's over? It's only one more week left.
That's what I think.
Yeah, it's true. All right.
Well, you work do a proper dedicated segment.
We can do, but it's just to ponder it.
I'll have a think.
Yeah. No,
If Ange wins on...
does he come off? He has to.
Of course he has to come off.
So it's actually a good
MJ
point.
goes on.
Yeah.
But Ruben's already on there, so does he come off?
Why would I go? When it was voted on, bro.
Marley goes on.
When it was voted on, because I'll be saying he's had a good season, bro. I'll be saying this guy.
Marley, they're saying...
The first time in podcast pundits history, the podcast pundit has to go on and watch.
They're saying that you're going to court with your Crystal Palace top, bro.
Yeah?
While we're here, we might as well talk about Liverpool.
Yeah, but they lost. But man, you won the league, man. Bro, what about your signings? Quickly, transfer window.
I see you were watching the game. What was it saying?
I didn't want to pick up on it because you don't really care, bro.
Like we were still in Iron Alpha.
You was in Dubai partying hard, bro. They don't care.
No, it was terrible. But yeah, the Elliott goal was sick. But Frimpong, brilliant.
Sick.
Bit of business.
Brilliant.
Kirker's deal looks like it's going to get done.
Bro,
I heard we're
scary.
flirting with Bayer Leverkusen for Wirtz as well, but I feel like he's
You
done
guys
deal
can't
to
get
buy
that
him.
guy. If you get that guy, that could be
I don't really know much about him, but people are saying,
who?
he's like Musiala, pretty much Florian Wirtz.
It's a good player.
I think he's getting Bayern, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
But they can't both have Musiala and
Bayern,
Wirtz.
they can.
Bayern. They want.
I swear Musiala's been flirting with leaving Bayern for like the
well,
last
man,
season.
He's not going anywhere, man. Him and Elise having they've got.
Yeah, you know that
no
England
problems,
is
guy.
bad vibes as well, bro, man. So that's the only other place he'll go to, I reckon.
Yeah.
England is bad vibes, you know. Like, have you seen McTominay takes free kicks now? Huh?
Yeah, I watched the game yesterday still.
Bruv, whipping it like Perlo, bruv. I couldn't believe my eyes, bruv.
But even
doing
Philip
well.
Billing, he's thinking, but he's loving this time.
Yeah. Listen, anyway.
No, I think if Liverpool can get Wirtz over, bless you. If you can get Wirtz over the line, bro, that's.
I think we need a striker more than we need Wirtz.
No, but I think I'm hearing you're looking for a playmaker. You want a right back, obviously.
Yeah.
I think you want a striker.
Yep.
And a left back, I think.
Yeah, with Kirkes.
Yeah.
But Liverpool ain't getting Wirtz.
It's not going to happen. I don't think we're going to pay 90 mil for a player.
Yeah, that doesn't suit your profile. I feel like you kind of dipped outside your profile by getting Nunes, and we saw what happened with that. I think Kirkes and somewhat 35 million. Yeah, so that is the
good price.
Yeah, that's the Liverpool kind of way, I think.
Yeah, but United obviously Cunha is nearly done, but apparently Delap is in advanced stages as well.
He's talking.
I'm jealous. I would like Delap at Liverpool.
Serious?
Yeah.
I can see why that would work, though, to be fair.
I mean, I think it'll work at any team that needs a striker. Even if he went to Arsenal, bro, maybe he might not lead the line straight away, but he's definitely the profile of striker Arsenal need. I think all of our teams currently need a striker.
Dying out for a striker.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of clubs.
Delap, a Shirky,
and he's what, 40 million?
Even a Pedro, I'll take care of Brennan.
Delap is like 40, I think, and release clause.
Yeah, I think it's 35, I think. So yes, I mean it represents good value for money. Let's see, man. I mean we're linked to them two. So Cunha, Delap. I think I heard Edison as well. Edison from Atlanta.
What about Boomer?
Mbeumo?
Yeah.
I would love Mbeumo if we
he's
could
definitely going to move somewhere.
Yeah. I think
would you take him,
Thomas Frank
Trav?
said
He'd be
that,
good.
innit?
100%.
He's dope, isn't he?
100%, bro. And Mbeumo and Wissa, bro.
We were saying that though.
Bro,
like, if he can swing, he's not playing on the right. So, and I don't think he'll be going to a team to hold bench at this point.
Well,
but then you said somebody said something about it's opportunity to win silverware.
Yeah, opportunity to win silverware. And you know what? Like, if we're talking about Arsenal anyway, I think Mikel Arteta seems to change something about the way we play every season.
Yeah.
So if he did come to Arsenal, maybe, we might, you see like Saka swapped flanks when we played PSG.
Yeah.
So he that might be his new thing, where he starts swapping flanks, and then Mboma could maybe do the right. Saka could do the left for a bit, whatnot.
Or it might be long bill football. I don't know. Seems like you're going down that road.
No, I don't think so. But I can't argue it too much because like
4-4-2.
the football's not been that great to watch at all points of the season. But no, I wouldn't say long ball football. We keep the ball too much for that.
Yeah, Crystal Palace showed how to play a long throw on Silver.
Yeah, they did well.
In a final.
Although yesterday when we played Newcastle, I thought we was trying to do long ball to Trossard against Dan Burn. That baffled me a bit.
Yeah, that was a bit crazy.
Yes, that confused me a bit. But yeah.
All right, cool. Quickly before we round it up, back pages. Starting with you, Strives.
Damn, man, there's so many to choose from, isn't there?
There's quite a few, to be fair.
Nah, there's only one, man.
Nah, man, there's bare. Like the Galatasaray keeper that scored
the penalty.
Yeah. Obviously, Lamine Yamal.
Let's say yours, man.
I think,
everybody else is right.
Sorry. I think I'm going to give it to Barcelona. Yeah, I'm going to give it to Barcelona. Obviously, that's my Spanish team. Yeah, man. So we won some silverware, man. So it feels good to be a winner, man. After all the naming rights, selling naming rights, not being able to register players.
Yeah, they had a crazy way. Yeah,
but it was all self-inflicted though, man.
Yeah, that's right.
to come out the other end and to man, that's brilliant, man. So big you up, Barcelona, man.
Doing well. Joey?
Yeah, this one's for Jesus for delivering it for Crystal Palace.
Big fact.
Were you saying they played with 11 pastas?
11 pastas, bro. I was like Joel Wood as well, bro. Man. It was a nice touch to let him lift the trophy with Gahi as well, man. So,
defo. Della?
It's got to be Jamie Vardy.
Yeah.
The way he's written his own script from the beginning. The mere fact that Leicester said, this will be his last game, even though they've still got one more game next week. Made it 500 games, 200 goals.
Mm-hmm.
And
it was the same, and I think that it was the same date he made his debut.
Yeah. It's fitting, isn't it?
And I was watching matches there, and I was like, after he scored his 200th goal, I'm like, is he trying to score another one? I don't think he cared because that sort of messes things up in it. 201.
He expunged a terrible season because he stunk.
Yeah.
All season, like everyone's forgotten about that.
It was written because if he scored his goals earlier on,
he might have timed it, bro. He might have timed it.
Yeah, there's special respect to people that just go from the bottom to the top, bro. Like non-league to dominating the Premier League is crazy.
And
bro,
I forgot Leicester played in the Champions League.
Yeah, it's crazy. Marley?
I'm gonna Eze. I'll go for Eze. I mean, we're in a Palace top, so FA Cup final win is you need to get held up for that. So yeah, I'll give it to Eze for the winner.
I'm just going to give it to Crystal Palace overall. I thought it was a great team effort. Showed what you can do when you put your mind to it, especially like a one-off occasion. I think pressure was probably more on them than Man City.
You think so?
Yeah, because let's be honest, man. Like beating Crystal Palace in the final, it's not for everyone, isn't it? Like Man United have done it, but City
beating Crystal Palace or Man City in the final.
What do you mean? When did you beat Crystal Palace in the final?
No, he means Man City. Oh, Paul Palace.
We've done it
twice. Yeah. Yeah, obviously, the other day they beat a Manchester team, but just not United.
So, like, trust me, man, it's not for everyone, isn't it? So,
I was going to say maybe because it's like they've never won a big trophy. That would have been a pressure, but we'll go with your one.
It's been what I'm saying. It needs to be because I don't know how this turned into Manchester United.
If it was Man United, we would be hearing it. This is what I mean. We get the job done, bro. We get the job done.
Let's hope we do it on Wednesday.
What job?
I don't know how your back page is turned into Man United.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be honest. This energy is making me nervous for Wednesday, bro, because I do believe in karma, bro. And listen,
we got Palace, man. And big up Daniel Munoz. I don't know what's going on with Jay, man, but wherever you man are watching it, let me know, man. I'll be there, man.
Yeah, we'll be fine, man. I got belief in the boys. But yeah, you've been rocking with us. Another great episode with Podcast Pundits. Tune in, same time, next week, same place. We out.